Welcome back. I'm in conversation with one of Assam's most popular actors, Kopil Bora. Kopil, your new film has just been released, Duar. Tell us something about the film. Of course, it has already been making some kind of an impact and people are talking good about it.
Right. Duar is a very serious kind of an offbeat film. Actually, the germ of the idea came from a short story by Apurba Sharma. It was called Bahirole Joa Bat. So when Bidyut Chakravarti read that story, that was in the 80s, mid-80s, when he read the story, he was very, very fascinated by the short story and he thought that this should be made into a film. So this is his dream project, actually, Bidyut Chakravarti's. So he was thinking of different actors, mature actors. He was thinking of this one, and he was also thinking of bringing actors from outside Assam. And I was associated with him from Gungun Ganegane, which was my debut film.
Yeah.
And he never thought of me in the role, because I'm playing someone who's almost 50, touching 50, which is much more older than me. So finally he thought, I don't know how he thought, but he thought that I should do it. So I did the role, and it's a very difficult character. I think it is one of the most difficult, most challenging characters in Assamese cinema as far as male characters are concerned. And I think because he's a man, he's a writer, he's a professor, and he's a man who's schizophrenic, and also he suffers from some kind of amnesia. So it was very difficult to play. We had to do a lot of research.
You had to go deep into the character.
Yes, yes. I had to talk to, I talked with a psychiatrist, I talked to Dr. Joyan Dodas, and we discussed the character, and we went to the origins of the character on his mental illness. So it was difficult playing that character. It was difficult playing it naturally, subtly, because it had a lot of scope for dramatics, but we had to do it in a realistic manner. So,
right.
So we had to put in a lot of workshops.
Let's hope the box office ticks as far as Duar is concerned. Kopil, you see, from 2010, you have done about a dozen films now. What
from
was
2000, yeah.
Yeah, from 2000 to now, you have done about 10 to 12 films.
Yes.
So how did the beginning, what was the beginning like? How did it start?
Well, it started off with theatre, because I was closely associated with Assamese theatre. Initially, I started off with English theatre though. I was sitting in Cotton College, and one of my teachers, late Professor Wasbir Bora, is no more. So Wasbir Bora, sir, there was the Shakespeare Society in Cotton College, and they were planning, and there was Theatre Foundation, which was planning a play by J.B. Priestley and Inspector Calls. So I got into that play, and after doing a few English plays, I suddenly decided that I should go into Assamese theatre.
Acting is your calling.
Yeah, acting. No, I realized.
Was already your calling.
Already. That was when I was a kid. I was always in front of the mirror practicing my expressions. So I always knew that I wanted to act. But that was how I got into theatre, and then I realized that I should get into Assamese theatre, because that was where the more serious people were, because English theatre was, at that point of time, people did English theatre just for the, I don't know, just
heck of it.
Yeah, just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
So, that was where I started, and then I got into Assamese theatre, and then we were doing a play called Purukh by Arun Sharma, which was a very difficult play. That was 13 years back, and Bidyut Chakravarti came and spotted me in the theatre, in the hall, and in the play. So he chose me for Gungun Ganegane. That's how I got it. That was the beginning of cinema. Yeah.
And that was the turning point, really. I mean,
absolutely turning point.
No looking back ever since. And you are now getting ready, Kopil, to do a very, very interesting movie based on the playwright, novelist Arun Sharma's novel Akhir Badar Wrong, and this movie is by Janu Barua, of course.
Yeah.
And tell us something about that. Have you started shooting yet?
No, we started shooting very, very recently, but it was always a dream to work with Janu Barua, because I've worked with all the filmmakers, all the leading filmmakers of Assam, whether it be Munin Bora, Bidyut Chakravarti, Bani Das, all of them. And I had also worked with, it was a great dream to work with Dr. Bhavendranath Hoikia. But in his last project, I got the chance to work with him. I did a negative role. He chose me for a negative role, which people don't usually associate me with. So I got the chance, and I was always I was thinking that I should work with Janu Bora, because Janu Bora was part of my growing up years. The cinema I used to watch, Hagorle Bohudur, Halotia Sarai Baudhan Kai,
Aparupa, of course, his first movie.
Which I remember very vaguely, because I watched it when I was very young. So I remember the song and Biju Phukan in it. And so he was part of my psyche, he was part of my growing up, he was part of my cinema dream, you see. Because when I dreamt of cinema, Janu Bora was always there. So it was such a pleasure and an honor when he called me and he said that I'm doing a project, so why don't you come over and let's discuss it. And he said that I'm doing Akibada Wrong, and I was doubly happy because Akibada Wrong is by Arun Kharma, and Arun Kharma.
Have you read the novel?
Oh, I'm so sorry, but I haven't read the novel.
Yeah. You'll have to read it now.
Because I'm not supposed to read it now. I'm not supposed to, because I asked Januda and he said that don't read it now because I'll give you the script and you read the script, because you know there are going to be a lot of changes in the script.
Of course.
So
he'll adapt from that novel.
Yeah, he'll adapt. So I haven't read the novel because I've read everything created by Arun Kharma. He's very lucky for me, and so but I don't know why, but I have not read Akibada Wrong. But now I'm not supposed to read it. I'm going to read it after I finish shooting.
Okay, so we'll all look forward to the movie on the basis of this novel. Now, what are you doing with a film which is going to be titled Rag? This is supposed to be, I mean, it's an Assamese movie.
I don't know whether my director is going to like it or not, because me announcing it. There's this film by a very promising young Assamese writer called Rajni Basumadari. She had also written the script for that Biddu Chakraborty film called Anurag. She's a very good writer based in Delhi. She writes and she writes very good scripts, and this is a wonderful script. I don't think I should be talking too much about it because there's going to be a formal announcement, but this is one film I'm looking forward to because it's a very contemporary idea and it's very today's, and it's a very you know, a film which is going to be liked in any part of the world. So
we'll all look forward to your new releases. Of course, we have already seen Duar. On that note, we shall go for another short break, but stay on, we'll be right back.